Hi, Mike Moore. This is Grandma Mary, Ruby, and Theo wishing you a very happy birthday. One of my favorite things is playing games with you most Monday nights, even though you usually beat me.
One time you went to get me orange chicken, and I said I didn't want it because there was no rice.
Something I really like about you is how every time I see you, you're super nice and always engage with me.
What do you like about Mike?
He's very funny. He just picks me up and puts me on his back and stuff.
One thing I like about Mike is that he'll play pretend with me. We can pretend whatever silly thing we want involving money and architecture that we want. And that also frees up our spouses to not have to listen to us play pretend, which I think they appreciate also.
Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you.
We love you, Mike. Appreciate how sweet you are to our kids all the time.
Hi, Mike. Happy birthday. I just love and appreciate you. Have many good memories with you. Growing up, I loved going to the cabin, things we did up there. As I remember your skit from Dynasty in high school. You could, with that and so many other things, really just engage people, and you've always been able to do that. The funny thing about that skit is you went to state and you didn't get a good enough marks. If I understand it correctly, that was because the judge thought you weren't interpreting the author's intent correct. The funny thing is you were the author. I guess that's kind of how life goes. Love you, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike. My favorite memory, I went to visit you guys in Oregon and the whole jelly bean fiasco.
I just love you to pieces. I just appreciate all the fun memories that we have together, especially those ones that you used to love to embarrass me and pick me up in the middle of stores and put me on your shoulders and make sure that everyone was looking at me. Lots of fun memories, lots of car rides in San Diego with the fun bag. Those fun memories just continue, and I'm so grateful that my kids get to continue to experience memories with you, the incredible person you are. We're just grateful to have you in our lives, and we love you.
Happy birthday, Mike. You're amazing. Thanks for always having the answers to my stupid questions. Love you.
Happy birthday, Michael Moore! I mean, what is there not to love about Mike? Mike was always and is the fun uncle that makes you laugh and smile. He always loved to tease me, and I think a few are driving down to St. George and our family car breaking down. I was trying to pray and Mike was telling me that our car was gonna blow up. He kept pestering me. Rachel, it's gonna happen. And then I turn around, Mike, I'm trying to pray. Mike has helped me understand and love the gospel of Jesus Christ from a very young age of coming to his seminary classes. I'm so lucky to have an amazing uncle. He is truly a gift to this world, and we're so lucky to call you family. I love you, Mike.
I was pretty lucky to get to have you live with us when you were in college. His room was a loft above my bedroom, and I was in high school. For one night I was awake for some reason. For Mike to get downstairs to go use the restroom, he had to climb down a ladder and then back up, and it was squeaky and loud, and I was awake. I heard him come down and got this grin on my face because Mike spent his fair share trying to prank me. I had this brief window of opportunity to pay him back. I heard him go down the stairs, heard him go in the bathroom, and I climb up as quiet as I could up the ladder. It was pitch black. I quickly crawled into his bed and just hid there in the dark waiting for him. He eventually started climbing up the stairs, and I could see kind of a silhouette of him, so I knew where he was. Just as he's getting close to the bed, I'm tucked in the very corner, and I just go, Mike, in the pure blackness, and he's never screamed so loud and been so frightened. It was the best. So, man, I love you. You have been such an important part of my life, especially in those high school years. Love you. Happy birthday.
Aloha, Mike. I know it's your birthday coming up. I'm here to wish you on this beautiful Hawaiian island of Oahu. Love you, brother. Hope you have a great day.
Michael, what a wonderful opportunity it is to wish you a happy birthday. You have the strength to make people feel welcomed. Happy birthday.
One, I love how patient you are with me and with all of the young adults and all of us who are striving to be better. I love how forgiving you are when we aren't better and when we keep trying. I'm amazed at your endless consecrated soul. You give so much to God's work, and it just is incredible to me. You're also joyful. And although I never love the interruption into class, I love that because you are full of joy. And I'm grateful for that. Giving you are, evidenced by the joy and the exchange of the cheese.
One thing I really appreciate about Mike is he just brings goodness. It's in the form of kindness, helpfulness, pretty good humor. It's just good to be around Mike.
You bring a smile to my face every single day that I get a chance to work with you. It's one of the greatest privileges I have. I get to work with you. It would not be the same without you.
I just asked my wife what she liked about Mike Moore. She said about Mike, he's one of the kindest teachers I've ever met at the University of Utah. It's really fun, but is also mature. I can concur with all of that. I found that Mike is exceptional in his understanding of the gospel, has a great enthusiasm and love for the students as well as the other faculty, but most importantly, Mike Moore loves the Lord. So there's a light of Christ that shines in him and beams to others. This is Robert Lund, over and out.
You truly are amazing. When I think of all the great things that happened at the Institute, you know, you're really right up there. I mean, of course, Lori's influence has been really good lately, and I mean, no one can top Troy, and you know, then there's certainly the Institute singers and choirs. So you're definitely like top 15 in, well, you know, I guess top 25. Just kidding. You are really the greatest thing that happens at the Institute. You're a great friend. Think the world of you. Just to be honest, you are the culture of the Institute, and you've changed the place more than anything else.
One of my favorite things about you is I have seen your encouragement, counsel, and care as you have worried about the young adults at the Institute, but you've reached out and helped save their lives. I love you, brother. Have a great birthday.
My initial plan was to share the time that Mike made me laugh so hard that I spewed cold cereal all across the council room and milk came out of my nose. But then I remembered my favorite time of year is coming up. We are currently in the time period where we're calling new council members for our Institute Council next year. I absolutely love our first few council meetings. I try to place myself where I can see everybody's face because Mike starts being Mike and the council look at him like, who is this guy? And they don't know, is he being serious or is he joking? And with time, they'll come to understand his sense of humor. They'll jump on board and they will laugh as much as I do at the way he conducts a meeting. But what they don't always know is how much he's going to help them in the upcoming year. He is a helper. His personality just helps people to succeed. I love to watch it with his counsel. I love to watch it with faculty. I love to watch it with students. He helps the student that doesn't talk. He helps the student that talks too much. He helps teachers plan and prepare and become better teachers. He helps advisors. He helps his kids. I watched him drop everything to go help a stranded daughter or to help another child with a homework assignment. He's so dedicated to his callings. I was helped get my master's. He helped me keep on track to do that. He just helps people succeed, and it's such a blessing and an honor to be in his circle and be one of those that he helps regularly. Happy birthday, Mike.
We love you so much, Brother Moore, and are so grateful for all that you've done for us. We have so many happy memories of Institute Council with you.
And so many times in our lives where you've provided guidance and direction and just a listening ear and friendship. And we really, really love you. And we love the way that you've opened your door to us to have us in your home with your family. Thank you so much for all that you've done for us throughout our lives. And we hope you know how much you mean to us because of that. We love you.
We love you.
In the truest sense, I really believe that our relationship is a gift from God to me.
I met you at a time when I really needed a friend and a mentor. You have been an amazing mentor and an even better friend, and I'm proud to call you one of my best friends. I'm so lucky to know you and your family, and I love you.
Brother Moore, this is a happy birthday video from the person that admires so much about you. One of the things that I love about you is you always know exactly what I'm doing or like what my interests are all the time. Like every time you see me in the hallway, it's always like, Joe, how's your book going? What movies have you seen recently? You're so attuned to my interests and my hobbies. And I feel like no one does that, you know? No one appreciates that as much as you do. So I thank you. Happy birthday. Let's get some more cereal in the SBO room. I'm hungry.
This video is hard for me to make because it's hard for me to pick between all of two things that I like about Brother Mikey Moore. I would say something that I like most about Brother Moore is the fact that he can always, he's always down to joke around, but he can always get serious as well. I remember one time we were just firing jokes back and forth, left and right. And then I actually asked him a serious question about the gospel, I think, and he just was able to bring it down to a serious level and have a solid response. So I love that we can talk about pretty much anything.
My favorite memory is when we came to Oregon and Annie was an infant and she screamed the whole time and you were so patient, and how you always wanted to hold the babies.
Sorry, this is my fat side over here, but this is my favorite memory was when I knew you were coming to my seminary, and so I put a sign up at the South Root Seminary that said, "Hey guys, sorry I had to step out. I won't be back for class. Just hit play on the DVD player. It's ready to go." And you walked in and you just started laughing so loud because you knew it was a joke. Anyway, favorite memory.
Love you.
You remember we had a couple trips out and back to Tri-Cities. One time on the way back, you were talking about, hey, something like, hey, because we're friends. And I probably responded a little slow, like, yeah. And you're like, what? Well, we're friends, aren't we? I was like, you remember this. I said, well, yeah, mostly. We're mostly friends. You're like, what? So, I went on to say some dumb things about, we talk about work, we see each other at work, we're work friends. That's my bad. We're friends. So happy birthday.
Michael Moore, happy birthday, you handsome devil. This is Alec Kearns from Stanwood, Washington. Talking to one of my best friends of all time, despite the factors not in his favor, first of which being his advancing age, our obvious age difference. Let's address it. It's the elephant in the room. Notwithstanding suboptimal attractiveness that I typically look for in best friends, you make up for it in spades with your thoughtfulness, kindness, intelligence. You're probably the most curious person, most well-read person that I know, the most interesting man in the world, one of the most Christ-like people I know. I love you, Mike. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Let's talk soon.
Happy birthday, Mikey boy, aka the boss man, the silver fox. One of the things I love about Mike, and there's too many to count, but this one stuck out to me, was that he has a great talent and gift for helping everyone feel included, important, and seen. He did that for me and my family. I love you, Mike.
You're one of those, you and Nancy, taught us who to be and how to be. We'll love you forever for that and have the fondest memories of our time in the Oregon area.
We do. We love you guys so much. And Mike, I just felt like you were an instant friend as you talked to me about BBC movies that you loved when we first met. And then I just realized that's just how you are with everyone. You are so relatable and so down to earth and take such an interest in each individual. And thank you for loving our kids and having memories with them. We love your kids and have enjoyed all the fun things that we've done together.
Thanks for being the best man at my wedding. Thanks for introducing me to Santo Taco, and happy birthday.
Hey Mike, happy birthday. Zoe asked us to share a favorite memory or something we loved about you. Well, I have a whole mission of memories, being my favorite mission companion, and a lot of memories at college. But one of the things I most appreciate about you is that you're always well-read, always looking to relate things to Jesus Christ, and most of all, you're just there whenever anybody needs you. Thanks for being such a good friend all these years. Love you, brother. Happy birthday.
Oi, Miguel. Hoje é seu dia especial, então nós queremos parabenizar você. Parabéns por seu aniversário hoje.
Não somente seu aniversário, mas parabéns por escolher uma mulher muito, muito incrível, Gostei muito, Nancy, e nosso tempo juntos na cozinha no Instituto. Parabéns.
É isso mesmo. Nós amamos muito e somos inspirados pelo casal poderoso Moore. Parabéns!
Parabéns!
Tchau, tchau!
Michael Reed Moore. Well, first of all, I decided I didn't want to get emotional while I did this little video. And I'm pretty sure I can do it. I was pretty happy to get a message from your daughters, just asking if I could send a little video and wish you a happy birthday. March 6, 1970, Michael Reed Moore. Just a week ago, I was even just telling stories about you to my 6-year-old grandson, just helping him turn out. This particular story was that time that you slid across the room after it was dark and we were already going to sleep. And it invested like 40 minutes into sliding over without me noticing so you could leap up, all 6'4" of you, onto my shoulders out of nowhere. And even though I don't know how that story sounds to anybody else, but to me, best of years. And then this morning I was thinking to myself, I think Nancy and Becca have like the female white knight syndrome because they came and saved the two of us. I mean, seriously, how else can you explain how you and I married Nancy and Becca? As I've been sitting about through this, I actually hear Becca all the time talk about this truck that I dated her in, which was just our old company pickup. And I'm not sure exactly what happened to Thor, but it had some good miles. And this morning, as I kind of contemplated your mom, of course I had to remember when I wrecked her white Honda and we had 1 month while she was in Israel to get that fixed. And I think maybe it's time that we come clean. Maybe you did already. And they said they wanted a wide angle video. I don't know. I mean, I like the lighting in here. My hair doesn't look as white, but I can't figure out a way to hide my chin. I don't know. Mike, despite the fact that you wrote in your journal in the MTC that Elder Pollock seems like a nice guy, a little bit older, maybe he finally found himself, glad he's out on a mission, and then turned out I was 4 days younger than you. And in Santa Maria, how you would write little notes on my mail that would come in when I'd open the post office, and I would read things like, Elder Pollock has beady eyes. Of course, I can't remember anything I wrote on yours. I can't even remember. I hope it was as clever and as witty. I want you to know that I love you. I mean, I love you. And always be one of my best friends in this whole life. Happy birthday, Mike. And I hope to see you soon. Maybe I'll show up to one of the wedding receptions. We'll fight back and forth. Anyways, a dream of mine is maybe just someday we just sit on two old guys on a park bench and we don't even have to talk. Just want to be by you. Love you. Happy birthday.
You showed up in our life at just the perfect time. We had a house full of little boys, and as I tell the story so often, that you and Amy would just show up and say, let me take the kids around the block. I feel like that you truly are part of our family. We love you so dearly, and we're so proud of you. So we are so grateful to say that we are the president and vice president of the Michael Moore and Nancy Moore fan club.
Some people would say you're not supposed to have favorites, but Mikey Moore is a favorite. He is one of the great souls that we have ever encountered in our lives. When we moved to Santa Rosa, we came because of our deaf sons, but it wasn't about the house. It was about the neighborhood. It was about that street. We found a home there like we have not found anywhere else in the world, and Mikey was right at the heart of that. He was at that amazing age where we could sit down at the piano and play Candle in the Wind together and laugh and sing and sound terrible, and it didn't matter, and go on trips to, he was like catalyst to go on that trip to Moab. He has that amazing ability to be incredibly spiritual and knowledgeable and just bright as heck. And he's a favorite. He's one of the greatest people in our lives. He blessed our lives, our sons' lives. His signing was not always together understandable, but always hysterical. Mikey, we love you. Happy birthday. Hope to see you as many times as possible between now and whenever it all comes together. We're proud of you, and you're just one of the great souls in our lives.
Mike Moore, happy birthday from your oldest friend, Brent. I love you so much. You are my closest and dearest friend. Let's get together. I love you so much. I hope you have a wonderful birthday.
Hello, I'm off-Broadway actor Christopher Borg. You might remember me from such productions as Hello Dolly, Harvey, and Love Rides the Rails. When I first met Mike Moore, I thought he was just an outrageous, mouthy class clown. I wasn't wrong. But he turned out to be the best friend I could ask for in high school. We did everything together. We wrote poetry for the literary magazine. We revived the concept of the drama club and turned it into a social force that would rival the TV show Glee. He taught me about the movies of Barbra Streisand and Mel Brooks, and the movies What's Up, Doc? And Harold and Maude. We attended every school dance. We made silly videos before there was a YouTube. We had sleepovers on a trampoline, and we used to skip school to do rebellious activities like visiting the Capitol building to admire the architecture. Oh, those neoclassicalists. I may have been an actor, but Mike taught me how to perform and to have fun, F-U-N, fun. We performed in skits and at assemblies, sometimes as 1970s disco studs Lance Mannion and Rex Manilow, and at other times singing epic lounge music medleys in the style of the Sweeney Sisters. Mike Moore transformed me from a quiet, shy theater nerd into a loud, bold theater nerd. Thank you, Mike, for bringing me out of my shell, giving me the confidence to be my own unique self, and teaching me to squeeze the joy out of life. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike. Hey, happy birthday, buddy. We're gonna start off with our family's favorite Mike Moore joke. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dishes.
Dishes who?
Dishes the police. Open up. A lot of times I would invite Mike over, and Crean might be a little bit worried that she wasn't dressed just right or the house didn't look quite right, and I'd say, look, it doesn't matter. The guy will literally be wearing pajamas when he comes over. And sure enough, Mike would come over and he'd be wearing pajamas. So I remember this one summer day, Mike walked down the street and I could see him from a mile away because he had these bright white shoes on. And these were the New Balance 85s, the kind that 85-year-old people wear. And I asked Mike, I go, hey, did you get some new shoes? And he was really proud of them. He was like, I sure did. And I was like, you know, those shoes are usually worn by like 80-year-old men, and I think they might have had Velcro too. But Mike loved those shoes, and every time I see those shoes, I was like, it's usually an old guy. I'm like, Mike would really like those shoes. So that's my Mike Moore story.
What an honor it is to be able to wish you a happy birthday. You're just one of my absolute all-time favorite people, and wish you guys were still close so that we could see you more. Things that come to my mind, of course, are the many trips that we went on with choir, your amazing enthusiasm for everything that we did and how wonderful you were just on those trips. Our Kamikaze Thunderbirds, do you remember the teams that you had help do all the loading, and that was so fun.
And for me, Mike, I'll tell you, I think that what personifies you is that you have a servant's heart. We know the Bible says you want to be great in God's kingdom, learn to be the servant of all, and you truly are great. And so we love you, and definitely happy birthday. However, I think Kimberly does remember one specific aspect about you that is not very well known.
And that is, Mike, your outstanding songwriting ability.
He's one of my absolute favorite people. Whenever we went on choir trips, you always made me laugh. You made me feel seen and heard. I loved the time you ran around for the kids to get the fast passes and then you lost them and were running around from place to place to find them. But mostly what I really love about you is your devout devotion and discipleship of Jesus Christ. Your encouragement of me in my faith when I was first starting out and was even embarrassed to talk about prayer. How you encouraged me and teased me and gently nudged me towards my commitment. I really appreciate that. I miss you. I can't wait to see you again. Say hi to your lovely family.
Happy birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
We sure love you. We're grateful that you've been such an incredible part of our family.
Say happy birthday.
Say happy birthday.
Good job. Love you.
Love you.
Happy birthday, Mike. We wish you a very happy birthday and want to share our favorite memory of you dancing with Zoe at the talent show.
It was wonderful.
It was wonderful. Warms our heart. We
Happy
love
birthday.
you. Bye-bye.
To our very good friend Mike Moore, wishing you a very happy birthday. Charlotte's a bit under the weather right now, so didn't want to get on video. Just know that we love you and wish you a very happy birthday.
My buddy Mike, I don't usually do this. Not a big videoing myself, guys, so this is very special for you. But I remember I was stressed out being a seminary teacher, and I was really worried, spending hours trying to figure out how to teach and entertain these kids. He came up to me and said, "Hey, bub, tell me, how many lessons do you actually remember of your 4 years of seminary?" I was like, maybe 1 or 2, I don't know. He said, "Exactly. Now, how did those seminary teachers make you feel?" And I instantly remembered how each one of my seminary teachers made me feel. And he said, "You're gonna be fine, bub. You like people, you're good with kids, love them," you know? That's what he really taught me. He does a really good job of just loving everybody he comes in contact with. You just make us feel good.
I remember sleeping at your house. It was fun. I remember I gave myself to you, and you can never have a better birthday than that.
Huh? My memory is when I was younger and you would rub your beard and it would hurt really bad. And it was pretty funny.
I have too many memories of Mike. What I like about Mike is he's always so helpful with my boys. I remember when Christian was little, when we very first moved to the ward, used to go and get a basketball because that was the only way Christian would go with you. He'd be clinging to me and I would need to be going somewhere, and you would run to the gym. You would get a basketball because Christian, anybody who had a ball, he would go with, and so then he would go finally to you. But you were the best neighbor literally ever. I hope you have the best birthday. There also is one more memory of you. I don't even know if you can see it. We have Forever Mike Moore imprint on our hearts and our wall. We love you. Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday. Hey, I just wanted to let you know how much I appreciate you and your friendship and your example and your kindness. I've loved the conversations as I've sat in and listened to you talk with my kids. I remember our conversation we had with Ryan when he was heading down to school. I've just appreciated all of your willingness to serve and to love.
I have a memory of teaching a family together when you were a ward mission leader. And I really loved, one, how you connected with that stranger so well, and two, how in that lesson that got borderline contentious, you didn't take over. Even though you're the professional teacher, you let me fumble with it, and I learned a lot. I love
the time a couple years ago when we were able to stop by at your house in Utah and have a little picnic.
I love Mike Moore because he loves babies. If there's an infant in the room, Mike's holding it.
And making that baby happy.
Well, I love so many things about Mike Moore. I loved that second or third week in church when Mike was asking people to donate things to DI, but he pointed out that the church is not in the habit of melting down old bits of scrap metal for salvage, and that people should give things that are actually useful.
Happy birthday, Mike!
Hi! It's the Vines. So I admire your thoughtfulness. And I admire your funniness.
And I admire how you always make the small people feel important.
And I like your sense of humor. It's very funny.
I like how you're genuine and just unselfish.
And I admire your height. You've achieved quite the stature.
Happy birthday. We love you.
Love you.
We love you.
Love you.
You're awesome.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Mike.
Happy birthday.
From us, the Jeffries.
My favorite memory is that you used to go around and find a crying child to get out of sacrament meeting every week. And it was usually one of ours. So you would go and take one of our kids and walk around the halls so that we could actually sit down and enjoy a lesson.
We love that about you, Mike. We love how much you've done for our family, the friendship that you've given us, for giving us Grace in our life, and Zoe, and Lucy. We don't know John very much, but I'm sure he's great too. Anyways, we hope you have a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mike.
I remember so many times you're coming over to your house and
being with friends or watching a movie or playing games, there was a lot of times when you would invite us to join in on your scripture study. And we would read the scriptures. It was really natural. It was sincere. And then we'd go back to just hanging out. You really took every opportunity to help us and to teach us about Jesus Christ.
I cannot imagine Salem or Utah without the Mike and Nancy Moore family. Even more so, I'm so grateful we are a family. We go way back.
I am so grateful for the teacher and example that you are to our children and for the fun that we have doing scripture study with your family every time we are visiting. Andrew loves the memory that he has of you throwing him a 16-year-old birthday party when he was like 5.
My favorite memories are the stories that you tell every time you come.
Mike, you're an awesome missionary, and you've been exemplary to me for a long time and to our family. And you set the standard high for our high council, and of course the standard that every high counselor over missionary work has to work for CES, which continues to this day. We love you, brother.
Thank
Hope
you
you
for
have
all
an
the fun
awesome,
memories.
awesome birthday.
Love you, Mike. Love you, Mike.
It's impossible to make a 30-second video of all the reasons why I love Mike, but a few of the reasons are your incredible rapport and kindness and love for Tessa. When she was born, I mean, she was so spicy, and it took an entire village to help us survive those first few years, and you were so kind and gentle and wonderful with her. And all the things that you've taught me in my own personal scripture study and to be a more skilled teacher to deliver the message in a more clear way. You taught me so many skills, and skills that I still use every time. You ask amazing questions, and you taught me to do that. And I love you for it forever and ever and ever. And I hope you have a great birthday.
Hey Mike, happy birthday. Just wanted to say that we love you. I personally am just so thankful for all the love that you've shown me and just always making me feel like part of the family.
I always remember back to the very first time that we met. When you asked if I was good at basketball, I said yeah. And you're like, oh, and humble too. That was the start of a true friendship. Thanks for everything. We wish you the happiest of birthdays.
See you soon. Love you.
Hey Mike, happy birthday. Happy birthday on the big 3-5. Pretty big day for you, huh? I remember celebrating birthdays, eating, police helicopter. Eating quesadillas and homemade salsa. Mike, I love you. What happiest memories of you is when my family moved to Salem. You were always so kind and always so generous. And I remember you particularly laughed at how sarcastic I was. I remember we had a good time at Nesquin Bay, and you thought it was so funny about how many heart attacks I gave my father. So, love you, Mike. You're one of the good guys.
Hi, Mike. Happy birthday. This is me. And Gus. Gus is here too, just chewing on my sock. We just wanted to say happy birthday, and we love you so much. I have so many stories from a long time ago, but also from recent years. I'm not sure which one to share because you've meant a lot to me in the last 2 years. I think the most significant thing, one of the big ones, is when Caleb, this isn't a funny story, unfortunately, it's just like a touching story. I hope that's okay. Oh, hey. Basically, Caleb was gone at Quantico training, and I was living at my mom's house with Ezra, and I was very stressed because we knew something was going on with him, but we didn't know what yet, and I was just feeling low and having a hard time. And you guys, your family, Mike and Nancy and the girls, you guys showed up for dinner, and Mike just took Ezra and disappeared with him for like an hour and just played with him, and Ezra loved it and ran him around. And that to me at that moment when I literally felt like I was drowning and I just was struggling so hard was a huge godsend and a miracle.
Hi, Mike. Happy birthday. I was just hanging out with Libby, and we thought we'd send you. Just starting it.
I think this is better.
Okay.
I think this is better. Keep going.
Okay. So my favorite memory is that long, horrible, hot car ride all the way from Utah to California for the wedding, where I happened to mention I didn't know anything about Les Mis. And so we spent the next, 12 hours in total detail about Les Mis, and now I know every character and everything about it. So thank you, and I love you. Happy birthday.
I just wanted to say that I wasn't as fortunate to know young Mike, but I knew old Mike. And one of my favorite memories was we were in the gym at church, and I was in Young Women's, and you came up and someone was like, "Is this your dad?" And I was like, "Yeah, you know, I wish. Like, you're just a wonderful person, Mike." And it was a compliment to me. I was like, you know what? Mike is wonderful. And you also told me a really good joke called the giant orange head joke. And I think that was maybe one of the worst jokes I've ever heard. You always have like brought such joy to both of our lives. Like, really, I don't think there's a moment when I think about times with you that it wasn't a good time. So we love you, and we hope you have a wonderful birthday. And
happy birthday.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Hey Dad, happy birthday. I was thinking about all of the fun memories we had together, and especially the ones from when I was a kid. And one of my favorites is as you would walk me to elementary school sometimes before I banned you from walking me. I remember you would sing Mr. Sun, and it was just so fun and like memorable to think about, because you were just such a fun dad, and you still are such a fun dad. And I remember I felt embarrassed, but now I'm really grateful for the memory, because it reminds me of how lucky I am to have such a fun and cool dad like you, and I'm just so grateful. I love you. Happy birthday.
Hey Dad, happy birthday. We're both gonna say things we either like about you or a memory of you. And since Calvin's in this one, I'll share a parenting story of you that I remember. When I had a birthday, I think in Oregon, and a kid gave me some kind of candy bar I didn't like. I remember saying, "Oh, no thanks, you can keep it." And thinking that was really nice for me. Your kid could keep his candy. And you had to be like, "No, John, you say yes to gifts." And it's just, at the time, I thought you were weird. And, you know, it's one of those things with parenting you had to do. And I get to do that with Calvin all the time now.
For mine, I think my favorite thing about you, Mike, is that you're super funny, but you can also know when it's time to like be calm and be serious. I think one of my favorite memories of you is when you sang very interestingly to Calvin when he was first born. I think you guys this was your first visit. You were singing like something from The Sound of Musical. Not from The Sound of Musical, sorry. From The Sound of Music. And it was just really funny to watch. Okay, bye. Happy birthday. Bye.
Hey! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday to my best friend, to the person I love more than anything or anyone in this world. I'm grateful for you. You make me laugh and smile every single day. I'm grateful you are such an incredible dad and husband and human, and I love that you'll do anything for anybody. In fact, giving your shoes this week to someone outside of a store and spending your day in your socks until you could find your slippers. You're one of a kind, Mike. I'm grateful for you. Love you.